2 plus 1 equals 3. 10 minus 7 equals 3. There are many aspects of psychology that can actually sound reasonably straightforward, but are actually very difficult to put into practice. And communication is one of those. Most people, whether through school, training programs, university courses, leadership courses, will have been exposed to a Communication 101 module. And what seems reasonably straightforward can actually be very difficult to put into practice, as we often find in our own personal relationships and work relationships. The art of communication is much more difficult than it first seems. This particular video is about validating or leveling with another person, ultimately so that each person can have their needs met and we can reduce the likelihood of conflict. Okay, so to use this example, let's choose a particular scenario. Let's choose, for example, two new parents with a relatively newborn, first few months, and the idea is around going out for dinner. Now you could actually apply this to a parent and an adolescent, towards a couple around domestic chores, or time spent at work versus time spent together. But let's pick this particular one, going out for dinner with a newborn. One parent says, "Wow, that is really hard. Feels really hard, kind of the preparation and kind of getting everything done in order to go out for dinner, and it just kind of stresses me out." The other goes, "Wow, that's interesting. I kind of find it really easy, not a problem at all. In fact, I don't know what the problem is. Don't know why you find it so hard. It can actually be really easy." And we can get into this battle through these two points, of which it might be, "Well, it's hard for me, you don't understand. Well, why don't you just get things ready a little bit earlier and then it won't be so hard. Well, that's always your answer, isn't it, of just trying to do everything perfectly, and everything's so easy for you. Well, I'm finding it hard, and you just don't understand." And this person saying, "I don't know why this has to be so hard." But there's tension, there's conflict, and neither has their needs met or feels heard. So then we go, and if I was meeting with a couple, I might say, "Is that equation correct?" And generally people will say, "Yes, 2 plus 1 equals 3. I go, "Okay." And then I say, "Is that correct?" And generally people will say, "Yes, that seems correct as well." So in actual fact, if the 3 represents the going out for dinner, it is fair to say that for one particular person may find it really hard, and the other may find it really easy. But both people's experience of that particular event are correct. Now again, as I said before, to truly recognise that, I hadn't realised that in actual fact my partner, or my adolescent, or my boss, or whomever it is, the other person, I begin to see that they have a completely different view of this particular event. Now we can get caught in the trap here where we actually say, no, but 2 plus 1 equals 3, my equation's more correct than yours. Or why is your equation more correct than mine? I'm sticking to my equation's correct. As we pointed out, it's a futile argument because both are correct. And both are legitimate and both are valid. This is what's called validating. The art then is to actually say, I'm really interested in your formula because you're somebody that I care about or invested in, or you're my son or daughter, or you're my wife, my husband, my partner. Can you explain what it is that makes going out for dinner with our new child so hard? And the person may say, well, having to pack the bag and it doesn't coincide with feeding times, and it's during a time when they normally have a sleep, and I get really worried if they're not going to have enough sleep. And so then they go, okay, I kind of understand that. And the person says, well, what is it here that kind of makes it feel so easy? And the person might say, well, I just throw some stuff in the bag and kind of, wing it and see how we go. What we'd want to do is for this person who says, I wonder if there's some things that I do that could make it easier for you. This person says, that would be really helpful. In fact, what would make it easier for me is if you were able to get the bag ready early. Or a parent might say, what would make it easier for me about you going to this party is that you were able to let me know where the party was and that I had a contact number. And what would make it easier would be that we arrange it, come up with a time that suits both of us. Oh yeah, I can probably do that, or I'm happy to give you a call at 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock or whatever it might be. So the idea that both are correct and both are valid. 2 plus 1 equals 3. 10 minus 7 equals 3. Both are correct, both are valid. It's our openness to ask the other person about their experience of the particular event. I hope this is helpful. Thanks a lot.